I would like to think everything is possible. I'd like to swim in the sea, whether it's the summer or winter. I'd like to see opportunities everywhere, adventures here and there. I'd like to think I could find my own path and be part of something unique. Find my own crew at the University of Oulu, where future pioneers are educated to build a more sustainable, intelligent, and humane world. Oulu, always a good idea.
Hi, we're here in Studio Lipasto on another live session on how to get to Oulu from anywhere in the world. I'm Marianne. I'm a first-year master's student from Education and Globalization. I will be the host, and we plan this session for you to start planning and thinking about your journey from wherever you are and how to get to Finland and to Oulu. So let's start with some introductions. Can we start with Mahamula? Can you say where you're from, what program you're in, and your name?
Yes, my name is Mahamuda Mo. I am master's second year student. I landed in Oulu back in 2021 to do my master's program in biochemistry and molecular medicine at the University of Oulu. And my journey from my country to Oulu was pretty straightforward.
Okay.
That's all.
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm from Rhode Island in the United States. I arrived here in the middle to end of August this year. I'm a first year's master's student in education and globalization.
Great.
I am Tosin Oluwatosin Abe. I am from Nigeria, also studying biochemistry and molecular medicine. I'm in my second year, a master's student, and I arrived in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just after the COVID, and my journey was a bit lengthy because I had a layover, and it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that.
Yeah.
So, you said that you arrived in August?
I arrived in November.
In November, I'm sorry. So you arrived in November. What was your first impression on Oulu and Finland when you arrived here?
Actually, when I first arrived in Oulu, so my first impression about Finland is that it's very quiet and calm place because it's like, unlike my country, it's not so crowded because the population is not so high in Finland. And when I come on November, it was a bit cold than my home country, but it was okay for me. After that, I adapted myself.
Was it already snowing when you arrived here?
After 7 days, after reaching here in Oulu, after 7 days, it started snowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Liz, it must have been a totally different experience arriving at late August, right?
Yeah, I was actually surprised at how warm it was when I got here. Because you hear northern Finland is going to be very cold, but it did get cold very quickly. It did not snow 7 days after arriving for me, but yeah, it was very nice weather. I was also very impressed with the way the traffic flows and how kind the people are here, and so that was my first impression.
What about for you, Tosin? What was your first impression on Oulu?
Okay, Oulu, I came in at night because, like I said, I had 8 hours layover in Helsinki. And the first thing that came to my mind was, why are there so many trees around the houses? So, yeah, but over time, I enjoyed the peacefulness of the city. Yeah, so the first thing was, where are the buildings, a lot of trees. Yeah.
Yeah. And you said that you had a very long layover in Helsinki. Did you take a direct flight from your home country to Helsinki?
Yes. So I used the direct flight, and I left, I think 2 days. It was about 24 hours journey.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used I won't say the airline now, but it was quite long. And at first, the first half was a bit demanding because it was a lot of people. Then afterwards, it was really very comfortable because there were lesser people as I proceeded in the journey. So yeah, and because of the COVID was just subsiding, and yeah, so it was really good. And I think in Helsinki, I also lost my permits card, and I quickly got help from people, and that was a very good impression.
Oh, did you find it?
Yes, I got it someone picked it and gave it to the security, and they handed it over for me. Very easy.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm very glad. So you were able to continue coming from Helsinki to Oulu. Did you also take the plane? Did you come by airplane?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was just a break in journey in Helsinki for some time.
Okay.
I moved in through the Finnair almost when it was time. Yeah. So it was a continuous journey. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
What about for you, Mahamula? You said that you had a pretty straightforward trip.
Yes, like from my home country, it take like 1.5 hour transit, and then from that Qatar, I just strictly reached to Helsinki, and from Helsinki to Oulu.
Did you take the
Yeah,
train?
I also took a flight.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was straightforward for me, and not so.
And Liz, you also had a layover, correct?
I did. I flew from JFK in New York to Portugal and purposely chose a long layover so I could stay like about a day in Portugal. Then flew to Helsinki, spent a few days in Helsinki, and then flew to Oulu.
Okay, so quite a long journey.
Yes, but it was intentional.
Good, yes, because coming from different parts of the world, sometimes, as you said, it's very long, especially if you're not coming from Europe. Yeah. So it's good to maybe plan ahead to have enough time to do the layovers, or maybe, plan a little trip along the way.
Yes.
So we've been mentioning a little bit about the traffic. It seems to be very different from our home countries. Mahamula, could you explain a little bit more how is it different here in Oulu or in Finland in general compared to Bangladesh?
Yeah, definitely, because when I first landed in Oulu, so about the traffic system, it was so impressive. In fact, the traffic rules and regulation is pretty straightforward and well maintained. So my experience about traffic is so nice. So yeah, it's different absolutely from my home country, Bangladesh. So it was new for me, and people are so respectful.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, about the rules and regulations. Nice.
Yeah, I think that's very nice in Oulu. The balance, I would say, between like the amount of bikes and cars and buses and everything, and it's not very loud. At least it's not like a very big city, I would say, compared. Anyone want to add something else about the traffic?
Yes, I can add. For me, it was really opposite because first, the traffic lights are always functional. I think I've never seen a time where the traffic was bad for any reason, and also the way people obey the rules, and also the way people communicate. So you rarely see people cussing out at each other on the road. Also, the construction of the road for the pedestrian and the bike is, I think there's a lot of organization when it comes to the traffic system here in Finland, which is really good.
That was quite a culture shock. Also, me coming from Chile, we sometimes usually don't respect that much the red lights, especially if you're a pedestrian. So if there are no cars coming, you can just walk to the other side. And here people wait patiently until the light turns green, which is what you're supposed to do, I guess. But yes. You wanted to say something?
Just also adding the public transportation is very reliable. From my experience, public transportation is not nearly as accessible at home. So coming here and knowing that the buses are always coming and they're almost always on time, that was also a great thing.
Yes. So, Dosin, did you arrive alone or with friends or family?
So I arrived with a friend. Sorry. So during the orientation for a new student, I reached out to some Nigerians that are also here in Oulu that were planning to come to Oulu. And we discussed over time, and one of them, we decided to come all the way from Nigeria. So it was easy, although we weren't friends before, but I mean, the situation made us become friends, and we came all the way together, bought our flight ticket together, and we left the same day and arrived the same day.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it was really easy. I mean, to have someone to look up to in a new place. So
for sure. And how did you meet those people?
During the orientation, so it was online, and I just went through the chats, the participant's name, and I reached out. I sent a message direct to them during the discussion, and one person was was really more interested in communicating and, meeting someone from your area going all the way. So it was pretty easy.
Well, that's a very good tip also
Yeah.
to reach out to people that you know or might not know, but might have to do the same plan.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
build up together. What about you, Mahamouda?
I came here with my spouse, so no
Okay.
friend, nothing.
So you flew together
Yes,
and
yes.
yeah, I'm glad. Also, weren't alone.
yeah, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Liz?
I came here with my mom. So she traveled with me here and spent about 2 weeks with me before she flew back home.
That's nice. Yeah. So none of you had to actually face Oulu by yourselves alone. Yeah, that was a little scary, but you can always reach out to people. And yeah, I think it's very good in those orientation weeks to have the WhatsApp groups or your kumis always available because it can be a little bit intimidating, but yeah, there's always a support group.
Yeah.
Yes. So how did you guys get to your accommodations once you got here? Did you go straight to your apartments or wherever you were staying? How did you manage that?
So for me, like I said, I reached out to, so aside the person that was coming, I'd already reached out to some other Nigerians here on LinkedIn. So I reached out to one person and one person connected me to 2 more people. So that means I was getting information from 3 people plus my kumi, plus my supervisor. So I had all the information. So like I said, I reached out to this person, and one of them was in my faculty, and she's also a Nigerian. So she suggested, give me all the guidelines for getting a SOAS, and we ended up living together. So it was
Really?
perfect transition for me. I never felt homesick for like 6 months. So yeah.
Did she pick you up at the airport, or how did you get from the airport in Oulu to your apartment?
Yeah, so one other person with a car brought me and my colleague from the airport because we landed at night. So, and that was one of the reasons why it was really easy to choose a flight where I know I'm going to get here at 1 in the night and I'll still get someone to bring me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they had your keys and everything
Yeah,
for your
yeah,
apartment? Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
A lot of support, I see. What about for you, Liz? How did you get to your accommodation?
So my kumi had planned to meet me in the city center prior. So she knew when I was landing in Oulu, and she was very helpful. She told me exactly what bus to take, what time to take it. We met in the city center. She brought me to the PSOAS office so I could pick up my keys. And then she got back on the bus with me and my mom and guided me to my apartment. And she was even great and gave me some tips on things that were nearby in the area. She showed me how to kind of get around and find the closest stores and things like that.
That's great.
So.
Yeah. So pretty straightforward too.
Yes.
And you, Mahamula?
So I landed here in 2 months later as the pandemic affects my residence permit decision. So I didn't get my kumi actually, but I knew people that who was studying in my faculty who's also from Bangladesh. So he was interconnected with the person that used to live in the apartment now I am living. So yeah, then he transferred that SOAS key to him. And then he received me to the airport and just give me the key. And so
Great.
it's not a hassle for me also.
That's very good. Yeah. In my case, I remember that I arrived here and I had booked an apartment through Airbnb for 2 nights so that I could just get there and have my luggage and everything and then figure out how to go to SOAS and get my keys and then move to my apartment. And yeah, I don't know why, but I wanted it to be an adventure, so I didn't reach out to my kumi. And it was an adventure for sure. That day it rained. It was a little disaster, but it worked out in the end. But yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to do it pretty smoothly. Yeah. So let's get on to the top tips for new students on traveling. What would you say are the most important things that we could advise the people that are coming to Oulu? Mahamula, would you start with a few tips?
Okay, so my top tips can be that people who are like first time coming to Oulu or Finland maybe know some basic Finnish, language because especially if you come for the first time in Finland, so it's not in English or your native language. So it may help you to reach out to grocery or do some basic Finnish conversation with Finnish people. So it can help them, or maybe carry some winter clothes, some basic winter clothes. I think that will not be useful if you just buy it from your home country because it's completely opposite from your home country. But take some basic winter clothes and maybe some open and embrace the new culture, especially if you are not from Western part of the world. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Very good. Yes, I think it depends a lot. You have to be sure in which month you're getting here, like which time of the year.
Yes.
Because, if you're going to arrive in November, it might be already snowing.
Yeah.
So you might want to pack a few winter things at least.
things, yeah.
We were lucky enough to get here in August, so it wasn't that cold yet, and we had some time to buy those things here.
Yeah.
But yes, very important thing.
Yeah.
Yes. What about you, Dosi?
I think my first tip is if you want it easy, reach out. If you want an adventure, don't reach out. But for me, I wanted it easy, so I reached out. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. The university has provided all the information out there. I mean, you can watch these videos. You can read about the university, read about the country you're going to, how the people relate, because sometimes there are different stereotypes out there about the place you're going to, but the actual thing is not what it is. So it's good to read about it, and when you reach out to people, what you read might be confirmed or even cancelled from their conversations. True. And it just helps you less anxious and less scared about what you're going to do. And the good thing is people here are always ready to help, whether you are great in Finnish or you have basic knowledge of English. Like Mo said, it's very good to learn some languages. I mean, almost everyone started on Duolingo.
Yes, Duolingo
I mean,
for
with
sure.
the terve and the very one or two words that you can speak out there. So reach out to people, ask all the necessary questions. You know, no one is an island. You can't know it all. So ask questions.
That's a very good tip. Yeah, you had all your network going on before even coming here. I see. That's great. What about you, Liz? Any tips for our viewers?
I agree with everything that you both have been saying. Finnish people are very approachable, even if you may not think so. So definitely ask questions. If you don't know, reach out to your kumis, all of those things. But also, just from personal experience, make sure your carry-on is packed and ready with a few extra things. I unfortunately had my luggage lost for 2 weeks before I came here. And even though it was August, it got much colder very quickly. So I only had like summer clothes with me. And fortunately, I could go to secondhand shops, but it would be good to have a few extra things and just be extra prepared in that way, just in case.
Just in case, that's very important. What if, I think the question, what if something goes wrong? Yeah, I think I agree. It's very good that here everyone speaks English basically. So in that sense, you can stay calm. People will be able to communicate with you, but still it's always good to know a little bit of Finnish, and that shows that you're interested in their culture and in getting to know them. And I think social media and all the channels that the university has and your kumis are essential for preparing the plan and the journey, for sure. So how about commuting and traveling in and from Oulu? How do you guys usually move around the city here? Do you ride the bike or the bus? Do you walk? Mahamula.
Okay, I mean, I didn't know how to cycle. So at first to speak, but in this summer I learned how to cycle because it's always cycle-friendly city. So during summer I normally use cycling or prefer cycling and sometimes walk, but in winter I take bus.
Yeah. Okay, so you bought your first bike here in Oulu?
Yes.
Oh, look at you. That's great. See, you even learned a new hobby.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Any falls or have you been safe enough? Well, you ride during the summer, so I guess it hasn't been that bad, right?
Yes, it was not. It was great.
Good.
Yeah.
All good experiences.
Yeah.
What about for you, Liz?
Sometimes I walk, sometimes I bike, sometimes I take the bus. In the winter, it's more or less the bus or walking. I have had a few falls on my bike in the slippery weather, but it hasn't been bad, especially when the weather was warmer. The paths are just honestly sometimes more direct than even taking the bus. So it's really enjoyable to bike around the city.
Yeah, and they're always very well maintained. Like it is slippery, but that's something you can't do anything about. But yeah, there's always these tractors, and yeah, they're always taking off the snow and preparing the paths for the bikes, and usually also the walk paths. But yeah, what about for you, Oluwatosin?
I think it's been progressive. So I started walking, and after a while, I had to get the bus card because, like Mahmouda, I couldn't cycle at first. Then I learned in September. At night because I was ashamed.
Oh, really? At night? Wow. Okay.
So I used to learn very late at night, and now I bike everywhere. Like,
Oh, good for
yeah,
you.
I bike a lot more now. Even with the slippery path, I'm always very careful, and I leave early, so
Yeah.
I have enough time. Yeah.
That's good. I think another benefit from Oulu is that you have so many different options available. Like you have the airport, so you can get wherever. There's also the train. So I don't know if you guys have traveled anywhere outside of Oulu in Finland. For example, Liz and I, last semester, we went to Tallinn, to Estonia, and that was great that you can just take the train from Oulu to Helsinki and then the ferry to
Yeah.
Estonia. That's
That
a trip
journey
that
is
many
really
people
nice.
do.
Yeah, I also made that
Yeah.
journey. Yeah. Yeah.
Or day trips. Have you done any day trips from Oulu?
I have been to Rovaniemi, I've been to Tampere, Helsinki, and it's been smooth with the train. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never tried a road trip.
Okay.
Maybe sometime later I'll try the road trip, but it's been the train and it's been really smooth and easy.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. We also tried the option of renting a car, a Psoas car.
Yes.
Yeah. That was fun.
I wanted to add to that. Yeah, we rented a Psoas car, which was also very easy, convenient through the website, and it was very quick and easy to be able to meet up and use it. And we were able to drive all the way to Kolari in Lapland, and yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great experience.
Yeah.
Yes. We tried to do that before. It was too snowy because I was the driver and I have not that much experience driving in the snow. So just to be safe. But yeah, it was a very nice trip.
Yes.
Yes. So we are closing up now. Do any of you have any more advice or any more tips for our viewers on how to plan and prepare for their journey from wherever they are right now in the world?
Okay.
I want to tell that welcome to Oulu and you will be enjoyed. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, just be open, be ready to ask questions, have your documents ready for when you come to make that transition smooth, and be excited because it's great.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would also say ask questions.
Network.
Network.
Reach
It
out.
works every time. Use all the tools the university has given you. Use all the tools. Check the website. Read about it. Reach out to your supervisor, your kumi. Just connect with people. It helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. As Mahmouda said, we hope to see you soon in Oulu, wherever you're coming from. And yeah, we hope that this session helped you plan and prepare a little bit better for your journey, and hope to see you soon here in Oulu.